My good name is Zarok Thomas, and I want to welcome you back to yet another episode right now, right here on Pasha TV. If you're joining us, thank you so much for joining. Click that subscribe button right away, and also don't forget to turn on the notification bell icon so that whenever we upload something right here on Pasha TV, you never miss any update. So we have never done a video about Tanzania so far since elections date, which was on 29th of October this year. So this video marks the first video because we're going to be following these updates one-on-one, and we'll be uploading them right here on Pasha TV. And also we are thinking of crossing the border to Tanzania just to see the ground, how the ground looks like. Even though their policies on reporting is kind of full of administrative bottlenecks. Sometimes you will need to apply so that you get accreditation from the Tanzanian government, which may not even come. So we shall just go there on the ground and see what is going on in Tanzania, because I really wanted to use this border, the Namanga border, but I heard that it's not safe. But we shall see, because I need to bring you up-to-date news from Tanzania right here on Pasha TV. So if you never subscribe, then you may miss a lot. Now, what's popping right now in Tanzania is that the security issue is not okay at all. Literally, what I can say is that Tanzania is burning for sure. Forget about Kenyan demos. Tanzania has had a hell of demos. A hell of demos. I'm kidding you not. This is not for Gen Zs only in Tanzania. This is now affecting everyone. 80% of people are in the streets. And sometimes we wonder who voted. If 70% of the people are in the streets, if they declare that Samia is the new president of Tanzania, now who voted? We have seen videos on social media whereby some polling centers, especially the main polling centers, the polling centers which are at places where there are lots of people. We have seen those polling centers being destroyed and the polling materials destroyed as well. And also the papers, the polling papers, I don't know how they call them, also destroyed. We have seen a video this morning on social media. Somebody recorded a video of one of the stations, and all the polling papers were scattered on the surface. And that is just a typical look of what is going on in Tanzania. Most polling centers, people have really flooded into them, destroyed the papers and everything. So we shall have to wait and see how many votes the current president will have got. But what people feel is that the elections were shambolic. They are using orthodox means to make sure that they win, to make sure that they actually retain the seats. But again, you wonder, what is this thing that is happening in Africa? Who bewitched us? Because African leaders will never leave the seats. African leaders will rather die on the seats, especially the kings and presidents. And also in some cases, we also witness that the presidential seat is kind of the family affair, because if an African leader dies of age from the seat, then he or she is grooming a son. So it looks like a kinship or something like, I don't know how to describe that. That is the nature of Africa, that people really cling onto the seats. But again, if you look at the kind of salary these people are getting, the African presidents, on average, we see around 900,000 Kenyan shillings on average. And sometimes you wonder, is it the salary that these people are really protecting on that job? Come on, we have other jobs out there which can give you lots of money. Like there used to be a CEO in Kenya who is now late, who used to earn 10 million Kenyan shillings per month. That's a better paying job. And if you're a president and you have been there for some 35 years, or even let's just say you have been there for one term and you want another term, why don't you just go and focus on other things? Because you have amassed a lot of wealth. You have amassed a lot. You have a lot of money. You can just go there and start a business that will succeed. Yeah. So African presidents really cling on the seats. If it was in a developed country, the president, once you just start planning something like demos, they will resign. They will feel that they have not served the citizens right. But in Africa, that thing can never happen. I wonder why. Who bewitched us Africans? I think, do they really want legacy, or what do they want? Do they need protection for their wealth that they have amassed? And sometimes you get somebody super rich with that salary of averagely 900,000. I'm just saying that is a minimum, because Uganda's Yoweri Museveni earns around 900,000 Kenyan shillings. Our own president earns around 1.2 million Kenyan shillings. So averagely, if you compare all African countries, you realize that they earn averagely 900,000 actually. So Tanzania is in the streets, nothing going on right now, no business is going on. And I want to assure you one thing, that Tanzania will never be the same again in terms of one, the economy. In terms of two, democracy. Now the opposition has highlighted its bare minimums. We have four things which the opposition plus the common citizens want them to be addressed ASAP, as soon as possible. Now these are the things. We have four things that we captured that the opposition has brought on board, and they need a serious attention. And they're saying that if these things are not settled, no election, no swearing in of Samia. So here are the demands. One, they say that the Tanzanian election that just happened recently should be nullified. All the citizens feel that elections were shambolic. And again, even if it's not shambolic, but you can see the circumstances under which those elections happened, because first of all, they shut down the media. So this thing is raising eyebrows. And again, if Suluhu is what is being painted on social media, by the mainstream media, then again it's raising questions of how Magufuli died. So Tanzanians are saying that enough is enough. We want those elections to be nullified so that we can start on a clean slate, so that we can start on a fair ground, so that we can have different parties on the ballot, so that we can as well have opposition. But there's no way you will lock somebody in the prisons so that you can just come and got the ballot and win. That's what the citizens are saying. Elections should be nullified. And by the way, we can say that Tanzania is learning a lot from Kenya, because Kenya was among the first states or the first countries to nullify elections. In fact, a general election. So I think Tanzania has learned a lot from it. They need it to be nullified, because it's very possible. It's very possible. If it was nullified in Kenya, because the Raila Odinga said that the referee has a problem, the VAR has a problem, then the election was nullified. So it's not new. Tanzania can as well nullify the elections so that Tundu Lissu is also on the ballot, so that we have two horses in the ballot. Of course, we have other donkeys, but the two horses, Tundu Lissu is the horse number one, then Samia is the horse number two. So let's wait and see whether the elections will be nullified. The bare minimum number two is that Tanzania is demanding for the new constitution. And this is the agenda that is being pushed by the opposition team. They are saying that the constitution is so bad. The constitution is so punitive. It should be scrapped off and a new constitution should be set in place. And Tanzanians are ready for it. They want a new constitution. If you have a look at the Tanzanian current constitution, we can say that it's so porous. It has a lot of porosity. It has a lot of loopholes. It is so kind of punitive. So Tanzanians feel that that is not good. They want a new one. This is the same constitution that locked away Tundu Lissu from vying for an election. The same constitution that has made very many people rot in prisons just on flimsy issues, just maybe because of, I don't know how I can call that. You just do something small, you just appear like you are doing something small, and then later on you end in prison. So this constitution, the Tanzanians are saying enough is enough. We want it scrapped as soon as possible. The demand number three is new electoral body. We saw that in Kenya when Raila said, no, this referee has an issue. We don't want this referee. Wafula Chebukati the late was the referee of the Electoral Commission of Kenya those days. So I think if you look at these demands, then Tanzania is learning a lot from Kenya. And even Tundu Lissu on media, he said that he's learning a lot from Kenya. Kenya is a school. He's really learning a lot from it. So these demands, if you look at them, they are kind of inspired by Kenyan Raila's demands. Yeah, if you just look at them keenly, right from the first one, nullifying elections, new constitution, new electoral body. So they want their referee to go away. Another demand, Tanzanians say abductees should be set free. We have very many abductees, and Tanzania feels that those people should be released. Abduction is against the law. People who are watching, people of the internet. For a country that has the highest number of abductees, I feel so sorry of it, because first of all, it simply means that the freedom of speech has been washed down the drain. Yeah, abductions come due to maybe somebody speaking something online, speaking something on media that does not sit well with the people in power. So whenever you see abductees in a given country, just know that there's no freedom of expression. So that is something that is very common in Tanzania. It used to be here in Kenya, we have those cases, but in Kenya they are minimal. In Tanzania it's too much. Why? Because when we check at number 2, the constitution is allowing for that room. That's why Tanzanians say, no, we don't want this constitution. Bare minimum number 5, all the pending cases for people who are in opposition to be thrown away into the dustbins. People have been arrested in Tanzania, and some of them are rotting in jail simply because they are in the opposition, simply because they will maybe stop somebody from being the president. So Tanzanians, as they are in the streets, this is one of their agendas. They're saying that all those cases to be thrown away. And they termed them as cases za mchongo. Cases za mchongo means that those cases are very, they don't have any ground. Very petty, very flimsy cases without any ground. You just do something simple and you are thrown out in the prison, especially if you are in the opposition team. That is something that Tanzania is saying no to it. They want all those people to be freed. So let's see, let's wait and see what's gonna happen. Let's wait and see whether Suluhu's government will come up with a Suluhu or a solution to address these issues right here, because right now she's still in power. Yeah, unless somebody else is sworn in, that is when she'll cease being in power. But right now, as things stand, she's still in power. So let's see whether she will address these 5 things that the citizens are pointing out in Tanzania. See you again on the next one. Bye-bye.